Are you in the process of home shopping and you're trying to decide should you buy a starter home or your forever home? In this video, I'm going to go over the pros, the cons, my personal insight, and what I feel about the situation. So stay tuned. All right, Matt, the mortgage guy, residential mortgage broker, licensed in 45 states across this beautiful country. Go to greatmortgagebroker.com if you want to connect with me and my team in one of those 45 states. Get yourself pre-approved and decide whether you want to buy a starter home or a forever home. This is an interesting topic that came up lately, so I wanted to talk about it because I know the advice that I give when I'm on the phone with clients leans towards one side. And I'll tell you later which side that is. You'll probably be able to figure it out pretty soon. People are more often than not looking for more home than they want or need. So they're getting pre-approved. They're asking questions like, what's my max? They're making it an emotional decision, and they're looking at big, beautiful homes in great neighborhoods, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. They're a young couple. 31 years old with no kids, right? Yet they're buying 3,200 square feet worth of home. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but there is an argument to buying a starter home first. And here's the reasoning that I have for people when I talk about buying a starter home. First and foremost, you might consider either now in advance or sometime in the future turning your first home into a rental property. If your first home that you buy is a forever home, forever homes aren't rental properties. Starter homes are. That house that you buy in a decent neighborhood at an affordable price with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, that's a perfect rental in some scenarios, right? When you buy the dream home that's a big house in a nice neighborhood at a high price point, the numbers don't usually pencil as an investment property. So what you do by buying your starter home first is you allow yourself a lot of great things. You allow yourself to gain equity while you're in that home and watch it go up in price. But you also allow yourself to continue to save, continue to let the career advance and income advance or whatever you have going on in your life without the big anchor that can be a really large mortgage payment. And so if done correctly, you're going to save more money in your pocket because you're going to buy something more affordable with a lower payment that's going to allow you 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years from now to have more money saved, more money in the bank, a higher income in most cases, and be in a lot better position to buy that $1 million home or whatever your price point is in your area, which is the dream home. The very best way, I don't think many will disagree with me on this, to buy your first rental property is to be living in a home that you move out of and buying a new primary, and the old home becomes the first rental property. That's a great option because one, you got the terms that you got on a primary residence, which are the very best financing terms, meaning the lowest rate, by buying this as a primary. And you're able to keep those. Just because you move out and the use is now a rental and it's no longer your primary doesn't mean you have to give up that 3.25% interest rate or 3.75 or 4.75, whatever it is, right? Like we're in this historical times where everybody thinks that if you're not 3% or lower, it's not a great interest rate. But whatever the case, you're getting the lower interest rate. And if you were looking at just strictly buying an investment property, you might have to put 15, 20, 25% down to go out and acquire that. You can buy your new primary with as little as 5% down. So it's actually less capital out of pocket to create that first rental property. The thing that gets most people, in my opinion, is shooting for the stars the first time. You can't go backwards, and you can definitely go forwards. And what I mean by that is if you buy a home and you realize in 2 to 3 years, you know what? 1,100 square feet isn't big enough. 2 bedroom, 2 bath no longer fits my lifestyle. Upgrading to something bigger is a lot easier than downgrading. We're in a current market where the entry level by price point and size and all the other metrics is on fire. Those homes sell at a premium. Those homes sell in a matter of days. If you're selling something that's luxury, that thing's sitting on the market. Depending on the market you're in, it might be 3 months, 6 months. I've seen some stuff that's been on the market for over a year because there's less buyers for those luxury homes. So if you get into something and it's too much and the payment is too much and it's really an anchor and you can't go on vacations and you're straddled by that big mortgage payment, the backward step is a lot harder than the forward step. Meaning the options are sell this thing and get into something smaller. If that can't be done, or it's too much, too fast, and it's too much of a stretch, the worst thing is foreclosure or something of that sort. And doing it the other way, we're like, this is too small. I got to figure it out. You can turn it into a rental and buy something bigger. Your income went up. You came into some money, whatever the case may be, whatever the reasons are for moving up, family's growing. That's an easier step than going backwards. And whether it's selling, unlocking the equity that you gain in that first property and then buying forward, whether it's turning into a rental, that step forward is generally an easier one. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, whether you think that first-time home buyers should be thinking about, is this the place they're going to live in for the next 50 years, or if starter home is the right choice. Again, like most things in real estate and mortgage, it's going to be individual, and it's going to be something that's, specific to the person, their wants, their needs, their goals, and all that other stuff. But from a general sense, from what I've seen and from the thousands of conversations I've had, I think it makes sense to start with the starter home and then go from there. Because there's all kinds of options from there that are easier pivots than going backwards from that big mansion on your first shot. So I'm 42. I don't know if we're in the dream home yet, but there's some interesting articles about how some people go from this was a starter home, do some upgrades to it, and now it's the forever home. Anyhow, leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out more videos here, and here.